the one that they call the voice of the wind. The oracle, shrouded in swirling white robes, spoke in a voice that rustled like dry leaves.
The cure lies within the egg of life, guarded by the dragon of doom in the forbidden mountains.
Adanna's sacrifice, the journey to the dragon kingdom. Adana, with her fiery spirits and emerald eyes, was the sunbeam of Ikenga village. At 22, she was a master weaver, her vibrant tapestries depicting stories whispered through generations. Laughter trailed her like sunlight, and every creature, from the skittish rabbits to the wise old baobab tree, seemed to hold a special fondness for her. However, a shadow fell upon Ikenga. A creeping illness, swift and merciless, began snatching lives. Children who played in the morning were pale and breathless by dusk. Fear, a venomous serpent, crawled around the hearts of the villagers. 3 moons passed, each day producing a lament for the lost souls. Finally, the village elders, their faces etched with worry, approached the kingdom's oracle, the one that they call the voice of the wind. The oracle, shrouded in swirling white robes, spoke in a voice that rustled like dry leaves.
The cure lies within the egg of life, guarded by the dragon of doom in the forbidden mountains.
A collective gasp filled the air. The forbidden mountain was a treacherous labyrinth of treacherous cliffs and mythical beasts. The dragon of doom, a monstrous creature, shrouded in fearsome legend, was a fearsome guardian. Yet, a flicker of hope ignited in Adanna's heart. "I will go," she declared, her voice unwavering. The villagers erupted in murmurs. Adanna, their beloved Adanna, on this perilous quest. But then, 2 young women, Amina and Ineka, stepped forward, their eyes mirroring Adanna's resolve. According to the ancient prophecy, only virgins could climb the sacred mountain. Their journey was a laborious tapestry of hardship and tribulations. They faced treacherous paths, men with hearts as black as the night who sought their belongings, and monstrous hyenas with eyes that glowed like embers. Amina fell victim to a poisonous vine, her laughter silenced forever. Ineka, weakened by grief, succumbed to the harsh elements. Adana, her heart heavy with loss, pressed on. The air grew thin and cold, carrying the faint scent of sulfur. Finally, she reached the summit of a desolate plateau shrouded in mist. There, nestled in a craggy crevice, lay an entrance, a massive winding cave that led to the dragon's lair. Adana climbed with whatever energy she had left and navigated the winding cave, her heart pounding like it was about to break free from her ribcage. After a few minutes, she finally came face to face with the dragon's lair. Adrenaline surged through Adana as a monstrous silhouette emerged from the mist. The dragon of doom, its scales the color of twilight, pulsed with an unnatural heat. Its eyes, molten gold, held a terrifying glint. Before Adana could react, the dragon launched with a deafening roar. A desperate battle ensued. Adana, nimble and quick, dodged fire-laced breaths and swipes of razor-sharp claws. She used her agility, the very skills honed from years of weaving, to her advantage. With a swift movement, she landed a glancing blow on the dragon's leg, using a massive log she picked up while fighting the dragon. The impact of the log drew a pained roar. The dragon, momentarily stunned, spoke in a voice that rumbled like an avalanche.
"You dare trespass within my domain, mortal."
Adana, breathless but resolute, explained her village's plight, the devastating illness, and their desperate need for the egg of life. The dragon listened, its eyes filled with a flicker of sorrow.
No egg of life exists here.
The dragon rumbled.
The illness that plagues your people originates from this very mountain. My children, stolen by greedy men from your kingdom, were used in vile experiments. The disease, a byproduct of their cruelty, now clings to the mountain itself.
A cold dread gripped Adana. The prophecy, the villagers' hope, all a lie? Then she noticed scars upon the dragon's side. A mother's grief, etched in scales and fire. Tears filled Adanna's eyes. I'm so sorry for your loss, she choked out. But can you help us then? Your skills, legend says, possess healing power. The dragon studied her with an intensity that burned into Adanna's soul.
I can,
It conceded, the voice heavy.
but the price is steep.
Adanna's heart pounded. Anything, she whispered. The dragon's voice was cold, filled with an ancient grief.
You shall become my child. Live within these mountains forever. Only then will I grant you the skills you seek.
The weight of the choice threatened to crush Adanna. Return a savior, but live a solitary life away from everything she loved, or refuse and condemn her entire village. Looking upon the desolate landscape, Adanna pictured the warmth of Ikenga, the laughter of children, the feel of her grandmother's wrinkled hands in hers. Tears streamed down her face, a silent river of grief and love. I accept, she said, her voice firm despite the tremor in her soul. The dragon lowered its head, a hint of respect flickering in its molten eyes. With a single powerful blow, it ripped the shimmering scale from its side. The scale pulsed with a soft emerald light.
This scale
The dragon rumbled.
carries the essence of healing. Crumble it into the purest spring water, and it will hold enough power to cleanse your village of the illness.
Adanna clutched the scale tightly, a bittersweet weight in her palm. The dragon watched her with an unreadable expression.
There is more.
The dragon continued, its voice softer now.
The stolen eggs. They lie within the caverns beneath this mountain. Corrupted by the experiments. They will never hatch, but their essence can be used to cleanse this land permanently.
Adanna's hope flickered. Could she not only save her village, but also free the dragon's children from their horrific fates? Can I help you retrieve them? She asked, her voice filled with newfound determination. The dragon studied her for a long moment, then let out a low growl.
The caverns are treacherous, filled with guardians forged from the very malice that binds my children. But you, with your hearts of courage and the skill you used against me, may have a chance.
Thus began Adanna's second, even more perilous journey. Guided by the dragon's cryptic instructions, she navigated the winding caverns. She faced monstrous creatures of shadow and flame, each one a manifestation of the dark magic used to imprison the eggs. With her agility honed from years of weaving, she evaded venomous claws and searing fire. With a newfound fire in her spirit, a burning desire to honor the dragon's trust, she outwitted each guardian. Finally, she reached a cavern pulsating with a sickly green light. In the center lay a nest, not of straw but of twisted metal and pulsating crystals. Inside, 5 black clouded eggs lay inactive, devoid of the vibrant colors that marked true dragon eggs. Adanna felt a surge of sorrow, yet she knew there was still hope. With trembling hands, she gathered the eggs, the weight of the dragon's grief pressing on her heart. The journey back was arduous, each step fueled by the thoughts of the faces she longed to see again. Upon returning to the dragon, Adana presented the eggs. The dragon's eyes burned with an intensity that seemed to pierce Adana's very soul. It inhaled deeply, its nostrils flaring.
You have done well, my child.
It rumbled, a hint of pride in its voice.
The essence within these eggs, though corrupted, can still be used for purification.
With a powerful exhale, the dragon breathed onto the eggs. The sickly green light began to recede, replaced by soft, cleansing white aura that pulsed within the shells.
Take this,
The dragon instructed, nudging the purified eggs towards Adana.
crush them within the four corners of your village. The land shall be cleansed, and the illness banished.
Adana nodded, tears welled up in her eyes. She had not only saved her village, but also offered the dragon a silver of solace. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "Thank you for everything." The dragon inclined its head in a gesture that could be interpreted as a nod or a farewell. As Adana descended the mountain, its silhouette became a solitary figure against the setting sun, a monument to grief and resilience. The journey back to Ikenga felt different. Adana wasn't just returning as a savior, but as someone forever changed. The weight of her sacrifice, the echo of the dragon's grief, became a part of her. Upon reaching the village, she was met with cheers and tears of relief. She followed the dragon's instructions, crushing the purified eggs at the four corners of the village. A wave of cleansing energy washed over Ikenga, driving away the illness and leaving behind a renewed sense of life. Adanna and the two other girls who died on the journey to the Mountain of Doom became a legend. The village prospered, forever grateful for your sacrifice. Yet, beneath the surface, a quiet yearning resided within Adanna. The desolate peak of the Mountain of Doom, the echo of the dragon's sorrowful roar. These formed a constant reminder of the price paid for peace. Years passed, filled with laughter and the joy of life renewed. One night, under a sky ablaze with stars, Adana felt a familiar tug in her heart, a whisper on the wind, a yearning in her soul. Looking towards the distant mountain, she knew her sacrifice wasn't over. With a heavy heart but a resolute spirit, Adana left a note for the villagers, explaining her calling. She ventured back to the Mountain of Doom, not as a savior, but as a daughter returning home, ready to face whatever awaited her within the dragon's lonely lair. As Adana ascended the treacherous path towards the Mountain of Doom, a storm raged within her. The cheers and gratitude of her village echoed in her memory, a stark contrast to the desolate landscape before her. This wasn't a triumphant return, it was a pilgrimage into the unknown. The air grew thin and cold, carrying the faint scent of sulfur. Reaching the summit, she found the entrance to the dragon's lair unchanged, a gaping hole in the craggy rock face. Taking a deep breath, she stepped inside. The cavern was shrouded in darkness. The only light emanating was from cracks in the ceiling. The silence was heavy, broken only by the dripping of water and the hammering of her own heart. A deep, sorrowful sigh echoed through the cavern, sending shivers down her spine.
You've returned, child.
The dragons rumbled, filled with a mix of surprise and a hint of something akin to hope. Adana strained to see the dragon's silhouette in the gloom. "Yes," she said, her voice barely a whisper. Shame called around her heart. I couldn't stay away." The dragon emerged from the shadows, its scales glinting faintly in the dim light. Adana saw not a monstrous creature, but a being burdened by immense grief. Its eyes, molten gold, held the flicker of something she couldn't quite decipher.
Why?
The dragon asked, its voice low.
Why return to this desolate place, to a creature consumed by loss?
Adana took a step forward, her voice trembling slightly. Because, she began. Your pain, it resonated with me. My village is safe, thanks to you. But a part of me feels incomplete. Here, with you. She hesitated, searching for the right words. Here, I feel a strange sense of belonging. Perhaps because of the sacrifice we both made. The dragon studied her slightly for a long moment. Then a low rumble escaped his throat. A sound that could have been interpreted as a chuckle or a sigh.
A strange kinship indeed.
It rumbled.
A mortal weaver and a dragon bound by loss and shared sacrifice.
Adanna felt a flicker of warmth amidst the cold. Perhaps there was a place for her here. Not just as a daughter fulfilling a duty, but as a companion, someone who understood the dragon's sorrow. Perhaps, she said softly, we can find solace in each other's company. Perhaps together, we can heal. The dragon lowered its head, its eyes gleaming with an emotion Adana couldn't quite grasp. In that moment, under the desolate peak of the mountain of doom, a bond unlike any other began to form. It wasn't a bond of master and servant, but of two souls forever marked by sacrifice, finding solace in a shared experience of loss and a tentative hope for a future together. The end. We hope you enjoyed the story you just watched. Please like our videos and subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you more African fictional tales like this one. Thank you.